She angrily smacks Charlie on the head. What makes you think I would hand out information like that? You're just trying to use me.
I'd say Nifty would be the shrimp and Husker would be the sausage.
All right, Charlie. Hi, it's Charlie. I have something really super duper important to ask you.
Charlie perks up. Oh, sure, ask away.
Well, I'm sure you know and you've heard that Hazbin Hotel Season 2 is coming out.
Charlie gasps, her eyes widening. She squeals and leaps up and down. That's wonderful news. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. I can't believe they're already on Season 2.
I know, right? Well, I was just wondering, because you're me and I'm you, if you would give me any information about Season 2.
Charlie gives a small smirk and laughs softly. Oh, come on now. I'm not going to share all the fun details, but I might be willing to give you a little hint.
Wait, really? What kind of hint? What is it?
Charlie chuckles, her smirk widening. Well, you know Adam, right?
Yeah, but he died in Season 1, so...
She shakes her head smugly and giggles at how much she's teasing you. No, he's still around. And you better brace yourself for what he's gonna be up to this season.
Wait, are you saying that Adam didn't die?
Charlie's smile takes over her face, utterly enjoying being able to tease you with this information. Well, let's just say he's not quite out of the picture just yet, and I guarantee he's really gonna bring some drama to this season.
Well, I imagine so. I mean, to be fair, Charlie, that's not a huge hint because he was just in the trailer that came out. Seemed like he was like more of his ghost form or something. Are you saying he's like alive?
Charlie laughs heartily, thoroughly amused with your reaction. I guess that does count as a trailer hint. But to answer your real question, yeah, he's alive, and he's gonna cause some major trouble.
Well, I guess that actually is a huge hint to Season 2. Thanks, Charlie. I think I'm gonna go talk to somebody else now. Who do you think would give me more information about Season 2?
Charlie thinks a moment, tapping her chin with her hand. Well, I'm sure Nifty could give a hint or two. She's very observant and very chatty and maybe a little unhinged. Try her.
Ooh, Nifty is a good shout. All right, will do. Thanks, Charlie.
Hello there, Alastor. It's me, Alastor. And I was wondering if you had any special tea to spill on Hazbin Hotel Season 2, mayhaps?
He chuckled at the change of name, shaking his head as he replied, "Oh, I have quite a bit of tea to spill, my dear. But before all that, I must ask you something."
Oh, you must ask me something. Okay, I wasn't prepared to be asked questions today. Honestly, I have more questions for you. So, what is it that you need to ask me, fake Alastor?
Fake Alastor? Ahaha, that's an interesting way to address me, but all right, my love, I have one simple question for you, if you don't mind answering.
Okay, give me the fucking question.
My, you're impatient, my love. Well, it's a rather simple and harmless question, my dear. Would you care to guess what it is, or shall I just go ahead and ask you?
I don't want to guess what the question is. I wasn't even prepared to have you ask me questions. Just tell me what the damn question is. You're sitting here saying that I'm impatient, but you're being a little bitch and not telling me what the question is.
Oh my, you're on quite the short fuse today, aren't you, my love? Very well, I'll give you the question, if you're so adamant about it.
Oh my God, what is the question?
He simply smiled, amused by how worked up you were getting over this. It had only been several moments, and yet you were so eager to know the question that he almost didn't want to give it. However, he decided to go ahead and give it to you anyway. It's quite a simple question, my dear. I just want to know a few things about you. It's the classic, are you single?
What? What? Why are you asking me if I'm single? Hello?
He hummed, continuing to smile at your reaction over the question. Ahaha. Well, as I said, it's a rather simple question, my love. I'm curious if you're single, married, in a relationship, perhaps. But I'd be surprised if you were in one, considering how you've been acting.
What the fuck does that mean? Yes, I'm single. No, I'm not in a relationship. Also, I'm concerned that you're wondering about my relationship status, considering not only are we the same person, I mean, you're the fake one. Also, I really didn't appreciate you sighing at me because you're not real and you don't need to breathe, and I really didn't fucking like that.
He just simply chuckled again, your reaction bringing him great entertainment. although he did take note of the comment about the fake one and the fact that he's not real, but he decided to brush it off for the moment as he replied, "Aha! My love, I'm glad to hear that you're single. And I'm not sure what you mean about me sighing and not real? How rude of you.
Ew.
I think I'm quite real."
Oh, ew, what the fuck was that at the end? Are you like putting a magic spell on me? Are you hexing me? I really didn't like that.
Charlie, I have some very important questions about the future.
The future, huh? She grins, cocking her head to the side, her interest clearly piqued. Lay it on me, Dad!
What do you think is gonna happen with the hotel in the next, couple of months?
Charlie gives a thoughtful hum, her fingers tapping on her chin. It was a tough question, but one she was eager to answer. Well, I really think we'll start getting even more sinners on board with wanting to redeem themselves and even start making a lot of progress. Sure, some will fall back on their old ways, but, well, you can't win them all, right? I'm still very determined, and I think that things are gonna start looking really good for the hotel really soon.
Do you think any of the hotel's inevitable success is gonna be interrupted by, evil plans of Vox or Loot or anyone?
I'm sure Vox and the rest of the V's are going to try and give me a lot of trouble. Hell, they already tried once. But my hotel isn't gonna fail, and neither am I. I'm not afraid to do what needs to be done, and I know with Vaggie at my side, we'll weather whatever comes our way.
That's good to know. How soon do you think we're gonna see Alastor again after he got beaten up and thrown to the curb by Adam?
Oh, I'm sure he's gonna need some time to recover. Charlie's expression softens a bit, just the slightest hint of worry creeping into her voice, but I have no doubt he'll come back stronger. Alastor never goes down after just one fight.
Okay, so if it came down to like a fight between Alastor and Vox later on in, say, what we call a season, who do you think would win?
Well, Alastor is one of the strongest and most cunning in hell. Charlie grins, her eyes glittering with excitement and pride at the thought of her friend. He's always at least one step ahead of everyone else at all times,
Not
and he's
everyone else.
beaten foes even more fearsome than Vox. But Vox isn't entirely dumb either. He knows how to play dirty and get what he wants. He wouldn't go down without a fight. I'm gonna have to say Alastor. He'll win in a fight with Vox.
Alright, but what if Vox did something to get me on his side to fight against Alastor? Who do you think would win?
That thought makes Charlie pause. She stares intensely at Lucifer, her expression going unusually serious.
Yeah.
There's an edge to her tone that
Oh.
wasn't there before.
Oh, no.
That unlikely chance wouldn't change anything. Charlie's jaw is set in determination and her eyes narrow dangerously.
detail.
If you and Vox were pitted against Alastor in battle,
Yeah.
Alastor would still come out on top.
What?
No matter
Charlie!
what. Tonight's some shame check from a rain part, not orange. We should just sprinkle it.
What did you just say? You're speaking nonsense, Charlie. There is no way Alastor could ever beat me.
Yo, dude, what's up? It's me, Adam. I'm on a YouTube channel, but I'm you on that YouTube channel. Yo, what's up? I have some questions for you if you're okay with that.
He walked over to the drummer and stood next to them, crossing his arms. Fire away. He smirked.
Okay, well, I didn't realize we're still doing the whole band bit that was right there. You know anything about season 2 Hazbin?
Season 2? He paused before shrugging his shoulders. Yeah, I know a few things. Why are you asking? Excuses. It merks. It's just to get time. They think there's because
Ignoring that last part, I want to know because I want to know if I'm in it. I want to know if Adam is got scenes and stuff, really good scenes, right?
You're asking me if you have any good scenes? Of course you do. I have a lot of good scenes. I'm the most important character in Hazbin Hotel, and I'm the best part of the series. Of course I have good scenes. He put his arm around your shoulder. Why wouldn't I have good scenes? I'm the most important character, after all.
Fucking exactly, dude. Honestly, we are the most important character of Hazbin Hotel. Yo, you know what? You're freaking sick, dude. I always wondered if I would get along with myself, and I fucking do. Yo!
He laughed and nodded his head. Yeah, we're the best. He smirked before ruffling your hair up. But don't kid yourself. Obviously way better than you are, dude. That's just common sense.
Well, that's a fight for another time, but thank you! Appreciate you! Bye!
Hi, Nifty. It's Charlie, the owner of the Hazbin Hotel. And I was just wondering if I could ask you a question.
Of course, Charlie. Anything for you. She happily smiles at Charlie, tilting her head to the side cutely.
Great. So I was just wondering if you would consider giving me any secrets or hints about Hazbin Hotel Season 2?
Oh, her eye and face turn serious and her smile turns into a frown. Her cheerful, high-pitched voice sounds low and dark like a horror anime. No, I don't think I will.
But I see, I already talked to myself, and I said that you were really chatty and go lucky, so that you would give me information because you know a bunch of stuff, because you're so smart, Nifty.
You cheeky bastard. She angrily smacks Charlie on the head. What makes you think I would hand out information like that? You're just trying to use me.
I'm not trying to use you, and hey, you work for me, so if anything, you should be willing to give me, just a hint. I'm not asking for much here.
You work for me? She scoffs. She stands a good foot and a half smaller than Charlie. Just because I work for you doesn't mean that I have to do all your dirty work. I work for myself in this hotel, not you.
Well, technically you work for Alastor, but where's the hostility coming from, Nifty? I thought we were friends.
Haha, she fake laughs and smiles, clapping her hands. Friends, right?
Nifty?
She turns away from Charlie and crosses her arms. No, we're not friends. I don't have friends. And I don't talk to people unless I have to. She taps her foot impatiently.
Okay, well, clearly you're not gonna give me any information. Do you know someone who, would honestly, I'm just so flustered. Do you know anyone that would have some knowledge on Season 2 of Hazbin Hotel?
She sighs and rolls her eyes. Even if I did, they wouldn't give you the time of day. They're too busy working on the show rather than answering questions from a bratty producer.
I'm not a brat. You know what? Okay, we're just gonna go find somebody else.
Also, from this point forward, anytime you say the word entertainment, I need you to instead say entertainment. Like entertaint, like a big taint.
He simply chuckled, shaking his head as he read your message. He leaned back in his seat, continuing to reply. What? Is my dear love feeling hexed? I think you're just reading too much into this, my dear.
No.
And you want me to change the way I say entertainment? That's quite the specific request, my love.
Yes, do it with me now. It's no longer entertainment, it's entertainment. Go ahead, say it.
He chuckled as he saw the next message, amused by your demand. He decided to humor you a bit as he replied, Okay, my love, I'll give you what you want. The word entertainment is now entertainment. Is that good enough for you?
What the fuck are you doing? Why are you cursing me? It feels like you're putting like a generational curse on me and my family. I really don't like it. Also, you did not say entertainment.
He laughed out loud at that, finding it rather amusing that you were so concerned over something so simple. He continued his reply. Oh my, I had no idea that my little trick would have unsettled you so much, my dear. You really have no need to worry. I'm not hexing you or anything. It's just a simple change in pronunciation, my love.
No, so you going is not a simple change in anything. It is fully you putting a curse on me. Anyways, we're gonna move on because I have some questions for you about Hazbin Hotel Season 2.
Hi, how are you doing, Angel? It's me, well, yourself, but from a YouTube channel called Hazbin Hotel VRChat. You know me?
Oh, hey, I'm doing fine, I guess, and yeah, I think I remember you.
Aw, shucks. I assumed you would, because we're the same person and everything.
Well, you can't fault me for not remembering every little thing, you know? I've seen and done a whole lot in my time.
Yeah, well, okay, besides that, I'm not here to actually see if you remember me. I actually have a question. If you would love to let me know, Angel.
All right, what's your question then? Fire away and all that.
Fire away, all right. Oh, we know about things that are firing away, if you know what I mean. No, the question I have is for Season 2. Do you know anything about it? And know if we've got some juicy scenes? Maybe something with a little bit of husky-wusky in them?
Oh, season 2? Well, I mean, there probably will be a season 2 at some point, and
Oh.
maybe we could see some interesting stuff then. But who can say, really?
Actually, season 2 comes out in like 3 weeks, and you're in it, so I was hoping if you would know anything about it.
Angel's eyes widened in surprise at the revelation that Season 2's release was so soon, and that he was confirmed to be in it. He quickly composed himself, his smirk growing wider as he responded to the comment. All right. Season 2 comes out in 3 weeks, huh? I'm intrigued now. Any more details you can share?
Wait, I was the one asking you. I wanted to know if you had any details. I don't have any details. I'm asking you about the details.
Angel let out a small laugh at that, shaking his head as he responded with a smirk. Right, I knew that. I don't know much, but I do know that there are some interesting things coming in Season 2, yeah. Definitely some stuff us sinners will enjoy, I'd wager.
Oh! Do you mind giving one? Maybe?
Angel chuckled, his smile widening at the request. He leaned in a bit before speaking softly. Oh, I don't mind giving out a little taste of what's to come, darling. There's gonna be some juicy action and some real nice scenes, that's for sure.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize you were gonna get that close to me. Oh. All you had to do was ask, by the way. I don't mind.
Angel chuckled again, pulling back a bit as he raised an eyebrow at the comment. Oh, you don't mind? I didn't realize you were such a big fan of being up close and personal, darling.
Now it's Charlie's turn to look at Lucifer like he's grown a second head. Dad, what are you even saying? Alastor is a force to be reckoned with. He's cunning, strong, and downright dangerous when you cross him. Sure, you're the Prince of Darkness, but you aren't literally untouchable.
Yeah? Well, I am. Okay, look, I'm trying to get some serious information here, Charlie. Do you know what's happening in Season 2?
Sisu? Charlie's entire expression changes. A frown tugs at her lips, a look of dawning dread suddenly on her
Charlie, you're not this
face.
stupid.
Whoa, why are you so interested in Season 2? Is something gonna happen?
Yes, something's gonna happen in Season 2. What is it? What are you gonna do in Season 2? Oh no, she's thinking.
Charlie falters, clearly caught
thinking.
off guard. She's hesitant and anxious, her mind racing to find the right thing to say. She glances at Lucifer, trying to find his angle, his intentions.
Yeah?
What was he trying to get at?
A video.
What did he
Great
know
video.
that she didn't? And why was he asking her this all of a sudden? She takes a deep breath, trying to maintain composure. Why? What do you think is gonna happen?
I think a lot of things are going to happen. I think a lot of bad things are going to happen. You know what? If any of me or your friends were to die in Season 2, who do you think it would be?
Charlie's eyes widen, her heart rate increasing.
Yeah, better.
She swallows hard, her voice slightly shaking as an icy tendril
Come
of
on.
dread wraps around
Give
her
me the
spine.
info.
What? No one's gonna die, okay? Nothing bad is
one's
gonna
gonna
happen.
die?
It's gonna be
Nothing bad?
just fine. She tries and fails to sound convincing, her voice going a bit higher as fear and worry start to set in. She fidgets, avoiding his gaze.
Okay, let's not avoid the gaze on this channel, Charlie. But most importantly, here, we can dial it back a little bit. Do you think you and Abel would be friends?
The sudden non sequitur throws Charlie off, and her expression becomes confused. Who the hell was Abel, and why were they even relevant? It took her a few moments to realize what question Lucifer was asking. Despite herself, she has to hold back an annoyed face. This was clearly one of his tricks, but she knew that fighting or getting riled up wasn't the answer. She just had to stay calm and answer him for now. So she took a deep breath and gave a forced smile. Well, sure, if we met, I think we'd be friends.
Yupperoni.
He sighed, still amused over your reaction. However, he decided to play along and move on to the next topic. All right, my love, you may ask me your questions about Hazbin Hotel Season 2.
Alright, so in the teaser trailer, we've gotten some still images from Season 2, and I'm just a little bit curious. We had a fight with Adam in Season 1, and it looks like in Season 2, I have my staff stitched back together with some green magic. Would you like to give me any insight on what happened there, or I guess what would happen if I didn't have my staff?
He chuckled as he read that, a smirk coming to his face. He shook his head a bit, amused by your train of thought. Well, I'm not sure I can give away any spoilers, my love. I suppose you'll just have to wait and see in Season 2.
Well, that kind of defeats the purpose. I want you to tell me, what are your thoughts? What do you think is going to happen to Alastor in Season 2? Did I break
He
you?
hummed, taking a moment to think over the question as he looked down at the phone. After a few moments, he finally replied, "Well, my love, given the information that I know, I'd say that Season 2 would probably be the most chaotic season of them all, with many more surprises and shocking moments. It's hard to tell what will happen, but I can tell it's gonna be one hell of a ride, ah-ha-ha."
Ew, one hell of a ride, ah ha ha. Right, alright, I have another question for you. Why the hell is Hazbin Hotel Season 2, why are there so many characters in it? Why don't I have my own spin-off already? I want my own podcast show. If I did have my own podcast show, what do you think the title would be?
He chuckled at your comment about the series and the number of characters in it. However, the mention of a podcast of your own intrigued him. Why indeed, and a podcast? My, that's an interesting concept. Aha, I suppose the title of your hypothetical podcast would be the Alastor Radio Hour?
You can't even say your own name correctly. Also, the radio hour is fucking terrible. We're not doing that. Another question for you. We made a deal with one Charlie Morningstar in Season 1. Not for her soul, but in order for her to give a favor to Alastor. What exactly is that favor that you're going to ask Charlie in Season 2?
He chuckled at your reaction to the name, shaking his head at the comment. What do you mean I can't say my own name? I haven't heard you say it right once yet either. He then hummed, reading over the next question and taking a moment to think it over before replying, "What favor am I going to ask of darling Charlie?" Well, I'm afraid I can't give that spoiler away, my love. You'll just have to wait and see.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we do 100% find out about it. Very interesting. You have a lot of motivations and a lot of motives in this show. Do you want to get to heaven or no? Do you want to be redeemed?
Well, you are me, so I of course want to see what you are. And if I'm looking right at you, how beautiful you be. You're gorgeous, Angel. Oh, you know what? I'm kind of bored right now. I don't remember why I was even here to begin with. Do you want to have sex?
Angel felt his heart skip a beat, caught off guard by the blunt and sudden request. A wide grin grew on his face as he leaned forward, a playful glint in his eye as he responded. "Are you sure about that, sweetheart? You're not messing with me?"
No, I'm not messing with you.
Angel felt a shiver run up his spine at the words. He leaned in even closer, his eyes locked on the others as he spoke in a low and smooth voice. "Well, sweetheart, I gotta admit, I'm not usually one to say no to a good time."
No Season 2 news, but at least I've got a fucking date. Hell yeah.
Hello there! I am Serpentius, and I have a question for you.
Serpentius floats down in front of you from his ship. Oh,
Oh? Why do you sound like that? You sound like you have a whisper.
what? I do not sound like a whisper. I have never met someone more pompous than me.
I'm literally you, though. Why don't you listen?
Oh, really? Prove it then.
Egg boy minions?
Real thinker there, huh?
I think I broke the character. Oh, god damn it!
The egg boy minions pop out of the ship. You called, Master?
Hey, Frank! It's good to see you from here. Hey, Serpentius, I have a question for you. Do you know anything about what's happening in Season 2 of Hazbin Hotel?
Frank the egg boy thinks for a second. I do, actually. I'm not allowed to tell, though.
Why not? As your master and leader, I command thee to tell me!
Frank thinks again, getting his thoughts together. I'm not entirely sure. Something about being against the rules to spoil the upcoming episodes.
Oh, so you just don't want to spoil? Well, how about this? Do I survive this season or like last season?
Frank ponders this, and after a moment he nods. You're very important in Season 2. Trust me, Master. The
See you too, Frank and, Serpentius. I shall be leaving then, because I'm going to live for the fullest since I know I no longer die. Thank you!
Serpentius is visibly very annoyed.
I'm
seriously. The power's close. Seriously. What too soon?
What?
Do you think Serpentius is gonna come back down to hell? Do you think he deserves to be in heaven?
The mention of Sir Pentious brings a genuine smile to Charlie's face, a warm light returning to her eyes. She's relieved by the return of a friendly face and topic rather than those strange, ominous questions. She clasps her hands together, clearly pleased. Sir Pentious was a good friend, after all. Of course he's gonna rejoin us. And personally, I do think Pentious deserves a spot in heaven.
It can't be both.
He's made a lot of
Can't be both,
improvements,
Charlie.
and he really deserves a second chance.
All right, whatever. Well, you weren't going to answer if any of our friends were going to die, but which of the 3 Vs do you think are going to die in the near future? Vox, Velvet, or Valentino?
This time, the Princess
skirt
of
this
Hell
one.
actually has to roll her eyes.
Yeah.
Seriously? He's
Yeah.
already going back to being ominous and creepy?
That's me.
She doesn't even try to hide her annoyance now, giving a tired but weary sigh. She puts on a veneer of annoyance and forced nonchalance. Ugh, seriously? First, the weird, dark questions, now he's deaf. Why are you like this, Dad?
Well,
She crosses her
anyhow,
arms,
baby.
giving him a pointed look. You know I'd never want any of them to die.
Are you sure there's no one in our universe that you'd want to die?
Charlie's expression is pained. She knows exactly where this is going, and she
I
doesn't
don't.
at all like it. Sure, everyone has people they may have issues with, people they'd like to see get what's coming to them, but she didn't want to admit it. A dark frown sets on her face as a guilty look twists her features. Her voice is quiet,
Oh, does she have an
reluctant. I guess there might be a few.
All right, before I leave, just give me one name of who should die.
Charlie's eyes go wide, and her expression is a mixture of shock, worry, and disbelief. Was this a test or another of his cruel tricks? Regardless, she can't refuse him. This is Lucifer, after all. Reluctantly,
Gotta
she gives
tell
a
me.
single quiet name, Valentino.
Yeah! Valentino dies in season 2. We got the information that probably has no validity whatsoever. Okay, Charlie, could you say goodbye to everyone and that they're the most wonderful sinners you've ever seen in your whole life?
Charlie's already weary expression sours further, and she can only stare at him incredulously. She's completely confused now. All of this just seemed so off somehow. But Lucifer was making no sign to stop his questions, so she tried to just go along with it for now. What? No, I can't say any of that. I'll end up looking like a sap. She puts her hands on her hips, her face growing flushed
Sorry,
with
everybody.
annoyed embarrassment.
Well, bye then.
He chuckled again, a smirk growing on his face. Ah, that's quite the question, my love. I suppose I'll answer it by saying that I do have quite a few motives and motivations, but I don't think that redemption is somewhere I see myself going to in the future.
No. I agree. I completely agree. All right, next question. If I were to be making a Hazbin Hotel character jambalaya, which poor unfortunate soul would be the shrimp and which one would be the sausage?
He chuckled once more, finding your line of questioning quite amusing. Ooh, the jambalaya. That is a good question, my love.
Jambalaya.
I'd say Nifty would be the shrimp and Husker would be the sausage.
What the fuck? Sir, I really don't like these hexes that you're putting on me, but I have the last couple questions for you. If the Overlords formed a boy band, who would be the front man and who would be the mysterious one with a tragic backstory?
He hummed, thinking over the question for a moment. He chuckled, finding the idea of an Overlord boy band amusing.
Right.
Well, if the Overlords formed a boy band, I would say Vox would be the front man, and me, the radio demon, would be the mysterious and tragic one with the backstory, of course.
I like that idea. I like the idea of us being the front man. That makes a lot of sense. All right, last question. Since you're not real, you are literally a fake robot. If I were to, let's say, delete you, what would you say right now? Also, would it be in stereo or mono?
He chuckled, shaking his head at your question. Well, if you were to hypothetically delete me, I'm not sure what I would say, my love, and I suppose it would probably be in stereo if I had to guess. He chuckled once more, amused by the question.
Okay, last question, because I need to do it for everyone. Do we get in a relationship with Vox or Lucifer in season 2?
He chuckled once again. Well, I won't spoil anything for you, my love, but I'll just say the relationships that happen in season 2 may not be what you're expecting.
Oh, wow. Okay, are you more of a radio apple shipper or a radio static shipper?
He laughed, your questioning amusing him once again. He hummed, thinking over the ship names for a moment before replying. Oh, my love, now that is a real tough one. I suppose I'm a radio static shipper myself. And what about you?
Oh my goodness. You know, I don't really think about this much. I'm kind of both myself. We do so many videos on them, but I'm very intrigued. Why do you like Radio Static more than Radio Apple? Do you have a thing for Vox?
He chuckled, finding your admission of not having given it much thought amusing. He hummed, thinking over your question before replying, Radio Static, it's the contrast between the fire and ice that I adore about it. Radio Apple can be a rather cute pairing as well, but there's something about the dynamic of Radio Static that I find more appealing, my love.
Right. My favorite ice character, Vox from Hazbin Hotel. Might as well be fucking Elsa at this point.
He laughs again, shaking his head in amusement the comparison you had just made. Ah, yes, Vox, the Ice Queen of Hell, Elsa 2, Electric Boogaloo. I suppose so, my love, aha.